All right, guys, so we're making this video today. This is a very commonly asked question, and I have arguments about this topic. Even with like Dean, we argue about it all the time. Changing the transmission fluid on a BMW. There's so much to go over. So it's been long debated whether you should change the transmission fluid on a BMW or not. A lot of guys say don't do it, it'll make the transmission go out. A lot of the guys say do it. What's my personal experience with it? My personal experience having, I don't know how many BMWs, eventually the car is not going to want to shift right. It's going to start hanging in gears. They usually start out, be going up a hill, it doesn't want to downshift. Or if it's a GM box, hanging in second gear, not wanting to shift out of second gear, and so forth. So, on the 4L30E, 5L30E, I forgot what the other GM box was, 6L50E or something in that arrangement, the 6-speed. Those solenoids will go bad, especially the 1-2 shift solenoid. They're pretty cheap. On the ZF box, they'll go bad also if you don't change the transmission fluid. And my personal opinion of it is, if you don't change the transmission fluid on any of them, that makes solenoids go bad. The little screen gets stopped up in it, it goes bad, right? Also, the throttle valve gets wear on it. The valve body gets wear on it because the old nasty fluid. A lot of times when you drain them out, the fluid will be just water thin, have all kinds of stank to it, just done. You know, you take the transmission pan off. If it has the built-in filter or whatever, you have sediment in the bottom of the transmission pan, clutch pack material, and so forth. Definitely when the fluid gets that thin, it has issues holding pressure. And especially in hot weather, which is another thing I was going to go over too. If you live in a cold climate where you don't have the insane hot temperatures that we do here in Missouri, you may not have to change the fluid, rarely. But if you live in a hot climate, like here, it's cold and hot all the time, off and on, off and on, off and on. And you gotta change the fluid, it'll go out. Usually stuff here gets 150K on it, start having problems. The solution to that is to change the transmission fluid around 40 to 50K. Change it with what you say? I'm still a full believer in the Valvoline Max Life, and this stuff has never let me down. It's fixed many cars for me. Actually, we haven't done that one yet. It's fixed this one. We changed the fluid in the E60 because, you know, I had it out. Why not, right? Fixed that. My mom's X5, it was doing that crap where it wouldn't downshift right. Changed it and that completely fixed that, restored that transmission, no problem. A lot of the issues that you have with the newer ZF stuff, ZF 6HP19, 7 and 8 HP transmissions, 7 and 8 speed, most of those issues with the valve body and with the sleeves, the mechatronic sleeves, can be cured or prevented by changing the transmission fluid. Those are all symptoms of broken down fluid, in my opinion, because the cars that had them changed never have a problem. The ones that don't always do. So if you, it's up to it's your decision on it, right? So a car like this, or like this with the GM box, that is ZF, an older car you could actually change. So like 2006 and older, you can actually change the filter only, and not the whole pan. It's not made together. You can usually buy the filters for those for about 30 bucks for like a legit name brand one. You're gonna need 2 jugs of this fluid. This is the Valvoline Max Life, and yes, you can buy it at Walmart. It must be the multi-vehicle. It cannot be the Chevy stuff. Well, I don't know, maybe it can, but I wanna try it. And try not to hold this damn thing on the microphone. $17 a jug for 5 quarts. You need 2, and actually I think it's only a gallon. Yeah, it's 1 gallon, so 4 quarts. You need 2 of those. So it's roughly 40 bucks of tax and a $30 filter, so that's 70 bucks. Now we had issues with the E60 with the 66 HP 19. If you guys remember a long time ago, replacing the whole pan. I bought a German parts saver. Well, I don't remember. I think so, off eBay. They sell a lot of stuff that have green lettering on their stuff. I put it in the E60. That thing freaking leaked like nobody's business. I just went ahead and got the ZF one from ZF. It was $89 or something stupid. Close to 100 bucks with everything. And it worked fine. So if you have one, you have to change the whole transmission pan with the filter and everything. You're gonna have to get some kind of legit name brand one. Whether you get it right from BMW, I hate to think what that costs. But usually the ZF ones, they sell those on eBay and Amazon. ZF themselves sells that stuff. They have an Amazon store. Usually you can buy it right from them. Like I said, about $80, $89, somewhere in there. If you go to ECS Tuning or anywhere else, you know, you're gonna have, I don't know what they want for theirs, $150 or $200, something stupid, right? FPC Euro, same way, same prices for those. And I just don't see there any reason to pay somebody that kind of money when they're buying it from ZF and marking up the price. Not to mention if it's on Prime, you get next day or second day. Any of those other companies, it takes a week or more to get it to me. I don't know. I mean, obviously everybody's different, but standard USPS shipping doesn't cut it when you need something. Usually when you need something like that, if you're already into the job, you like need it, right? Not like need it maybe later, maybe a week later, you need it like right now. And if you're a shop, you really need it right now, and you're not going to be able to get that at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. You're gonna get a Duralast, it's gonna do nothing but piss you off. Anything better than a Duralast or a Valuecraft, you're gonna have to order it. You don't want to have to deal with that, and it's gonna be at least a couple $100, if not more. Is it worth buying the OEM, BMW, Land Rover? Everybody stamps their own name on the ZF fluid, right? The amber color fluid, the brown fluid, I like to call it. In my opinion, hell no, it's not. It's absolutely not. I've had cars come in that had the fluid change done, that had the amber fluid in it, done by a dealer. And once they get to be high mileage, they weren't shifting right with amber fluid in it. And it just kind of got to the point to where it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't fixing the problem. And that red fluid is such thick fluid. I'll set you up here a little bit. It's a lot thicker weight fluid. And in a higher mileage situation where you have a valve body that the throttle valve and all the valves aren't as tight as what they should be anymore, that'll fix that. It's just like when you have a car that's smoking or has litter tick, an older car, and you put a little bit thicker oil in it, or you have oil leak. A lot of times that'll help a high mileage arthritic engine, right? Same way as the transmission, same way. So we bought stuff with over 200,000 miles back to life with that fluid. Does it stink? Yeah, it smells freaking 10 times worse than any kind of BMW ZF fluid. You know, it's just the way it is. The only drawback of that is when you're in your shop enclosed and you're pumping that crap in, it stinks. It stinks the whole place up. Also, just to add a little bit to that too, whenever you put that in your power steering fluid, so if you have a pre-2006 car, X5 or whatever have you, they take the transmission fluid, not the Pentacin, right? So if you have a little bit of a leaky power steering system, which you will if you have one of those, that'll also tremendously slow that down, tremendously. So it just kind of goes whatever you want to do. I'm not going to tell you not to go spend $500 or $350 on a transmission fluid change you don't need, but I would at least spend $70 on it, or at that point $170 or $140, depends on what you need, what you got, and do it. If you do it before you have a problem, you won't have a problem. All right. Another thing too, if you have some real nasty transmission fluid, I would go ahead and do it twice. Usually how I do it, you could do it a couple different ways. The proper way to do it twice would probably be the first time, just change the fluid only. Just drain it and change it. Run it for a couple more days, and then go ahead and drain it and change the filter and everything the second time. That's the correct way to do it. You could do the filter twice, I guess. There's probably not a whole lot of need in that, but changing the fluid once will never get it all. Should you do a back flush on it? Hell no, you should not ever do that. If you do a back flush on a ZF box, it probably won't drive off the lift. So don't let people talk you into that crap. You don't need that stuff. That's as real as I could possibly be with you. A lot of people have said, oh, no. But I've owned probably, I don't even know how many BMWs I've owned, 50 plus. That fixes them 99% of the time. This hog right here has never had it done. I bought the filter for it. Then you get off my lazy ass and just do it. It dries fine. There's no problems with it. It's got 138K on it. Somebody's already changed it, obviously. But when I was in it, doing the engine, it looked a little bit nasty. It needs to be done. It will make it shift a little better, a little quicker. So that's gonna be it. That's it, guys. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out. I really can't put any links for this stuff in the Amazon link list below. If I can find the Max Life in there, I'll put it in there. If not, go to Walmart and get it. I think you can buy this stuff most any place. Walmart's the cheapest by a long shot. And this is fully synthetic for that price. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you later.